Man, don't you just hate it when your best laid plans run amok? I mean, 1 minute you got a job, 4 walls and a roof over your head. The next, bam! You got a gun in your hands and you're about to put down a very special friend of yours because a lynch mob is after him because, oh my, he got in big doo-doo after he petted your boss's wife a little too heavily. Oh, I just spoiled of a mice and men again. Oh, God, I feel so terrible. But Alex, it's an 83-year-old book and a staple of American literature. Well, I guess when you put it that way, I don't feel so bad. How about let's make a new plan and read an excerpt. The deep green pool of the Salinas River was still in the late afternoon. Already the sun had left the valley to go climbing up the slopes of the Gapalin Mountains, and the hilltops were rosy in the sun. But by the pool among the malted sycamores, a pleasant shade had fallen. A water snake glided smoothly up the pool, twisting its periscope head from side to side, and it swam the length of the pool and came to the legs of a motionless heron that stood in the shallows. A silent head and beak lanced down and plucked it out by the head, and the beak swallowed the little snake while its tail waved frantically. A far rush of wind sounded, and a gust drove through the tops of the trees like a wave. The sycamore leaves turned up their silver sides. The brown, dry leaves on the ground scudded a few feet, and row on row of tiny wind waves flowed up the pool's green surface. As quickly as it had come, the wind died, and the clearing was quiet again. The heron stood in the shallows, motionless and waiting. Another little water snake swam up the pool, turning its periscope head from side to side. Suddenly, Lenny appeared out of the bush, and as he came as silently as a creeping bear moves, the heron pounded the air with its wings, jacked itself clear of the water, and flew off down the river. The little snake slid in among the reeds at the pool's side. Lenny came quietly to the pool's edge. He knelt down and drank, barely touching his lips to the water. When a little bird skittered over the dry leaves behind him, his head jerked up and he strained toward the sound with eyes and ears until he saw the bird, and then he dropped his head and drank again. When he finished, he sat down on the bank with his side to the pool so that he could watch the trail's entrance. He embraced his knees and laid his chin down on his knees. The light climbed on out of the valley, and as it went, the tops of the mountains seemed to blaze with increasing brightness. Well, thanks for sticking with me here, folks. You are very kind. I'd like to give you a hug, but, you know, the way things are right now. How about a thumbs up instead? A hollow flesh retelling. Oh, speaking of flesh, I could eat a horse. Although I also need some glue for an arts and crafts project. I'll let you know my decision later on. Okay. He embraced his knees. He embraced his knees. And row on row of tiny wind